I'm Zack Boothe, and I am so confident in what I teach my students that I've flown from Utah to Florida so I don't have my normal connections. I'm going to take $1,000 and turn it into $40,000 in 40 days, doing exactly what I teach my students. I'm going to have a film crew follow me around, and I'm going to show you guys and give you an over-the-shoulder look at exactly what it takes to get started from scratch in real estate investing with just $1,000 and make a ton of money in just a short amount of time. I hope you guys enjoy this journey and follow along.
Hey everyone, day 2, and we are running. My cameraman's like, let's get a nice formal intro, but we do not have time for that. If you want quality, watch a movie, because this is going to be a crazy busy day. We got a lead last night. I called them. I only got a couple hours of cold calling in because I was building my list. So if you haven't caught day 1, make sure you check that out. So spoke with this lady last night, and I love cold calling because you're like, do you want to sell your house? No, go pound sand. Do you want to sell your house? No, F you. And it's like, oh, you're just getting yelled at and cussed at. And then all of a sudden you're like, hey, do you want to sell your house? And they're like, yeah. And you're like, oh, great. What do I say? Right? It's the best feeling in the world. And so I talked to this lady. Situation, she is Indian, right? From India. So culturally, I assume that she's going to be extremely frugal, very financially savvy, all qualities that I really, really respect. But it doesn't really help me very much trying to go in and negotiate a very good price on the property. So it's a duplex. She didn't give some outrageous number. She gave a reasonable number according to what the valuation was after I did research on it, because I had no idea what it's worth. I'm in Tampa. I've never, I don't know. I've never negotiated a deal here. And so after I did my research, it's worth anywhere between 180 to 240, depending on certain things, like quality of the house, how much the tenants are paying, how many bedrooms. She said it's a 2-bedroom on each side. But my expectation, she said she wants somewhere around $200,000, which isn't unreasonable. She said that it's listed with an agent. And I was like, well, once it's listed, there's nothing I can do, right? We're going to this appointment expecting to get this property close to retail value. I feel like the only chance I have to make money in assigning this purchase contract is if I can negotiate seller finance terms. So they're going to want a high price. So the only chance I have is to negotiate 0%, or I'm going to try and get 0% interest. I think it's paid off. She said it was listed with an agent, like I was just saying, but it's I was like, well, once it's listed with an agent, you're locked in. I'm going to have to work through the agent. She's like, we can get rid of the agent. I'm like, well, you can't necessarily just get rid of an agent. You signed a contract. She's like, well, it's my daughter's son or son's daughter. I don't know. It's relative. It's a relative. So she's going to ask to just be released from that and work directly with me. That might be an option, but I didn't advise her to not uphold a contract because that's against the law, and you don't want to do that kind of thing. It's not cool. So she says she can do that. I'll leave that up to her. Yeah, here we go. We're only 3 minutes out. It's going to be a mad scramble dash. I've got a podcast interview. I've got a webinar to do today. And I'm trying to start doing some texting today. I'm going to do more cold calling today. And I probably will not do more driving today. I will probably do a lot of driving tomorrow, but my schedule is so crazy. I'm going to need to be at the house to be on my computer for a lot of my tasks today, but I'm still going to squeeze in as much marketing as I can. Well, that appointment sucked. But guess what? We got our passion fruit. There was some on the ground here. Very good stuff. Reminds me of Brazil. Going to make myself a passion fruit juice. So as expected, they're extremely frugal because of their culture, which is great. Like I said, I respect it. And they didn't agree to be filmed. The appointment lasted a maximum of 2 minutes. So as I said, it was listed, and they were going to talk to their son-in-law if, what they thought I talk to the wife on the phone. Now I just talk to the husband. The husband says, no, I don't want to deal with it. You're going to have to work through the agent, which is fine. The wife had told me that it was paid off, but it actually has a loan. It's listed with an agent. The agent's going to want his commission. He doesn't want to do seller finance. It's just, usually once it's listed with an agent, it's just not worth dealing with the hassles. I've done hundreds, if not thousands, of deals now, and you can count thousands if you count the ones I've coached, and rarely once it's listed with an agent. I've only seen 3 or 4 deals at this point once it's been listed with an agent. So we're going to just walk away from this deal at this point. We're not going to burn up any more time and energy because I only have 40 days. So I'm going to get back into finding off-market discounted properties. We're going to do some calling, texting. We're going to run back to the house and get started. So hope you guys enjoy. Let's follow along. Let's do this. Hey everyone, so got a dual monitor going so I can run my cold calling on this monitor and I can run texting on this monitor, so I can do 2 things at one time, right? Because I'm not constantly on the phone and I don't have to constantly be texting. For the next couple hours, I'm trying to get my texting set up, and then I'm going to be cold calling as well. So my phone numbers, I'm going to give you a little bit of a rundown of cold calling. We're using mojosales.com. It's a triple line dialer system. It's what I've always used. There's other options out there, but I want to show you some of my filters. So power dialer, these are my settings, okay? So I've got it over here. You can have it set up to call this list from top to bottom regardless of where you left off, which is great. Number of lines dialing for you, I do 3. You can do 3, 2, or 1. So I'm calling 3 people at one time. I ring 3 times. You can put your scripts and those kinds of things in if you want. When someone calls you and you're on the phone with, or someone answers when you're on the phone with someone else, there's a message that they hear. It's like, hello, I'm gonna have to call you back, and it hangs up. And then as soon as I get off the phone, it calls that number right back. And they'll answer, and you're like, hello, can you hear me? And then you just go on with the conversation. That's it, right? Like every once in a while, someone's like, why'd you hang up? It's like, sorry, my phone's not working so great, right? Like that's how I handle that. And then the caller ID up at the top, I buy a phone number from Florida because I'm in Florida. So I buy it from a company called Callfire. It's like $3 a month or something for a phone number. That way, if anyone calls back that phone number, I have a recorded voicemail through Callfire that says, hi, this is Zach. I was calling you about a property, and if you're interested in selling that property or any other properties, just let me know what your name, number, and address is, and I'll get back to you. And we've done deals from people calling back a missed call, hearing that voicemail, and like, oh yeah, I do want to sell. So that's how we have that set up. But I can go through hundreds of numbers an hour. I mean, just blowing through phone numbers. I have 3 numbers per, I have 3 phone numbers usually per person that we skip trace. The top number is usually the most accurate number. Sometimes they're relatives and things like that. They get pulled up. I get my phone numbers from a company called Batch Skip Tracing. So if you go to batchskiptracing.com, you can get phone numbers for a very good price if you use my discount code DFD, standing for driving for dollars, right? DFD, all lowercase. But go ahead and get your phone number, sign up for Mojo. This is gonna be one of my main tools. In a couple hours last night, I produced my first lead, even though it didn't pan out. But my goal is to try and get deals from this. And then I'm also going to use Batch Skip Tracing as well for texting. They have a texting option as well, where you can text your leads. So use that same discount code for texting, DFD. So hopefully that helps answer the question, and I'll just be diving into this for the next few hours today.
What do you want?
Yeah, a little out of the blue. I was wondering if you wanted to sell it or if you'd consider an offer on it.
No.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Okay. This is Zach. I'm trying to find the owner of 7916 Ryden Road. Yeah, just a little out of the blue. I was wondering if you'd consider an offer or if you'd sell the property.
The house is not for sale.
No? All right. Well, do you know anybody else that might be interested in selling? I'm looking to pick up a rental or a fix and flip opportunity in the area.
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, thanks for taking my call. Have a day. Good day. Trying to find the owner of 8905 Tidewater Trail.
Yeah, this me.
Oh, great. Great. Yeah, a little out of the blue here. I just wondered if you thought of selling that property or if you'd consider an offer on it.
No, sir. I'm renting it out. No, sir.
Oh, you're renting it out. Do you think you would be interested in selling it in the near future, or you want to hold it long term?
No, sir. Yeah, I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna keep it. Keep it.
Good for,
long term.
okay, good for you. You don't happen to have any others you'd like to sell, do you?
No, sir. That's the only one.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for taking my call, Roger, and have a good night.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you.
I'm trying to find the owner of 107 Euclid Loop.
You found her.
Oh, fantastic. I know it's a little out of the blue. I was just wondering if you thought of selling or if you'd consider an offer on it.
I have thought of selling. I am going to sell, but I'm not prepared to sell at this moment.
Okay, no pressure at all.
If you want to try back, say in 30 days,
Okay.
you can do that.
Okay, well, I'm not just like a normal traditional buyer, so sometimes I can help people in certain situations. Is there a reason you want to sell it in like 30 days versus now?
Well, now, because my husband is sick and I'm getting over a fractured tibia.
You have a fractured tibia? I bet that doesn't feel very good.
It didn't. Let me assure you.
Oh,
it didn't, and it still doesn't.
Oh, that's rough. When did you do that?
I did it couple months. I don't even know what months it is. Anyway,
Were you playing polo or something fun to do that, or?
No, I just walked into my husband's bed frame.
Oh, you see, like just like smacked it. That's,
Yeah.
How fast were you running?
It might have been an inch to the right or left. I'd have been fine, but I hit it just. There was something on the bed frame just right there that just whack.
Talk about hitting your shin.
In a hurry.
I bet that hurt.
Yeah.
Well, I've got some money set aside. I really was hoping to do a deal sooner. Is there any way I could come to you guys and meet with you? And so you guys can get to know me before you're ready to go?
No.
No? Okay. Well, I'll follow up with you here in roughly 30 days. Is that okay? Did I lose you? So I'm not really sure. I got connected at some point, or disconnected at some point. Man, I was hoping to like warm her up and like create a conversation with her and try and build some trust. I was trying to get an appointment just to go meet her and talk to her because, you know, she said she'd want to sell in 30 days. I wanted to understand why 30 days versus now. So it sucks because like the way it ended, whether she hung up on me or she didn't, I don't want to push her buttons by calling her too soon. So I'm going to put it in my calendar to call her in like 18 days from now. Remember, I got 40 days. So calling her in 30 days from now does not work for me. And remember, urgency is key. Also, when anyone gives you a time frame to call them back, call me in 30 days, call me in 60 days. I usually always try and divide that in half, or roughly in half. Because they say, hey, I think it's going to take 30 days, but what if it takes 15 days and they call the other investor that sent him a postcard? Then what? You don't get the deal. So in this situation, I'm going to call her, I'm going to put it in my calendar for 18 days from now and follow up. So I'm going to make some notes here and push it over and put it in my calendar system. It sounds like you've done a ton of work, and it sounds like you're there with your family, right?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like a great property. You put a lot of sweat and equity into it. Why would you even consider selling it, man?
Well, if we get out of it, we're looking to relocate back to Wisconsin in a couple of years. So if the price is right and we can, move and cover moving expenses and get into something temporary,
Yeah.
we need to head it out anyway.
No, that makes sense. Well, why wouldn't you just list it with an agent? Have you thought about doing that?
Because we're not leaving for another 4 years.
Gotcha.
So if it just happened to fall into our lap, then it is what it is. But we're not really pursuing anything.
Gotcha. What do you owe on it?
I think we owe. I think we still owe maybe somewhere in the 50s.
50 plus. Okay, I'm gonna put 50 plus or minus. And how long ago did you buy it again? 2012 or?
Yeah, I think it was done 11/12.
Okay. Awesome. And what's your? Because I might be able to make you an offer. If you could work with me on the creative, being a little creative here. What's your monthly payments on that 50,000 that you still owe?
We pay. Well, what we have is we have the doors, windows, and the AC and all that work looped into the onto the taxes. So it all comes out of the annual. It all comes out on the mortgage. So the mortgage is like 1,010.
Okay, did you get a second mortgage then?
It goes into the escrow.
Okay.
Because it's all on the taxes. It's it was some program that they were offering to update for energy savings and stuff.
Okay. So what did you originally buy it for?
82.
Okay. Bought it
I think it
for
was 82, 83, something like that.
82. Okay. And then your payments of 1,010. How much is that going towards your remodel loan, basically?
About 200.
About 200 a month. And how much more do you owe on that remodel expense?
That's all new. So that's all been done in the last year and a half. So those are fresh.
Yeah.
Probably still around 20, maybe 30.
Gotcha. And how many bedrooms and baths does this have again? I'm showing 4 bedrooms.
Four bedrooms and like a office kind of space.
Okay.
And 2 baths.
Okay, so 4 bed, 2 bath. Okay. And let's say I end up buying this thing and we work out a price that works for you and your family. How soon would you like to close? Could we close sooner than later, or how would you want to work that?
I don't know.
Is your wife going to be mad at you if you sold it and you had to move into a rental?
I mean, it would hurt her feelings, but she doesn't care because she knows that we're looking to relocate relatively soon. I mean, in long-term standing, so.
Gotcha. All right. Well, let me do some research here, and see if I can figure out a way to get you that much. Let's say I covered all the closing costs, and you have no agent fees to pay since you're working directly with me. You wouldn't change your price, would you?
I mean, I'd have to get out somewhere close to that. I wouldn't come down much.
Gotcha. All right, well, let me take a look and see what I can do, okay?
All right, sounds good.
All right, I'll be in touch with you. Thank you so much.
All right, later.
So that is a wrap of day 2. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. It has been a ton of work. I'm really excited about this seller lead for Monday. Doing that research, I really think that just at the price he wants, I can potentially make $9,000. So my goal is to make at least $15,000 per deal because I need to make 40 grand. So trying to get it within 3 deals, right? And still have a little bit of extra money for marketing. So we'll see how that pans out. I'm gonna try and negotiate at a lower price and try and put it under contract on Monday. It was a full day. I'm exhausted. I actually took a 30-minute nap because I couldn't take it anymore. A little pro tip for you. I actually have a blow-up mattress in my office. And my little boy was saying to my brother the other day, when he came home from work, we were there at his house. And he's like, "What are you doing, Sam?" And he's like, "Oh, just getting home from work." He's like, "Oh, did you go to the office?" And he's like, "No, I don't have the office." And he said, and my little boy said, "Well, where do you keep your bed?" Because my boy knows I got my bed in my office. But sometimes, you know, working really, really hard is great. But if you can't keep a functioning thought, sleep for 30 minutes. Some people pound the caffeine, but I don't like to do that because I like to have control of myself. I don't want substances to control how I feel and how I approach situations in my life. That's just a personal preference, right? But do what works for you. But I love taking my cat naps. It was a fantastic day. The appointment was a little disappointing this morning, but it happens. And my cameraman got to try passion fruit. Thought that was a little crazy. I don't know if you ever cracked open a passion fruit and just sucked the seeds out. Anyways, crazy fun day. I'm excited. We dialed over 500 phone numbers and just got 1 lead, right? We dialed 500 phone numbers, and that was possible because of Mojo Dialer using a triple line dialer. We've got our phone numbers from batchskiptracing.com. Make sure you use the discount code DFD, all lowercase, stands for driving for dollars, right? DFD. So check that out. Hopefully you guys got a ton of valuable information. Couple things to remind you. If you want to be entered to win access to my mastery program, my favorite comment from each of my daily videos on this 40-day challenge, you will be entered to win to get access to my mastery program. That's my online course. Everything you need to do to be able to implement these same things. Plus, you're going to get access to me as a coach to help you get started and make this dream a reality. Also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Share this content with others that might enjoy this content. Anyways, thanks for following along. We'll see you on day 3.